Grownish, smartish, British.
We are British, apparently. Uh-huh.
Alright, guys.
Oh yeah, nah, this isn't for me.
Guys, if you don't know what 21 seconds or who 21... If you don't know what 21 seconds is, you're too young for me. Please don't talk to me.
That's an interesting segue.
Honestly, 21 seconds. Oh,
It's an interesting segue.
Real talk. Topic of the day, age gap. All right, so as you can tell, Fizz looks a little bit different today.
No, don't do that.
What? I'm trying to replace Fizz.
That wasn't me, way.
We have a special guest. Do you wanna join?
No, go.
What? I'm confused. What's happening?
Keep going.
Okay, we have a special guest in the building, and it's not like any other guest because this guest is almost like family, or
He's family. But
literally
Don't touch me.
family.
stop it.
Like to welcome Ben's younger sis, aka Jay.
Hi, guys.
Can we get a round of applause?
Did you know that was my sister?
I don't know.
Oh, really?
Sorry. Yeah, this is my sister.
You couldn't tell because she's so nice and so welcoming.
You mean you don't speak about me?
That's
rude.
Oh yeah. And I was saying you auntie this and yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the younger one.
That's the younger one. Hi.
That's the one.
Hey.
That's the one I'm protecting.
Thank you for joining us.
Trying to
Thank
show
you for
the way.
having me.
We
Yeah,
appreciate
it's really. I've been talking to her. I wanted to have her on for a very long
Yeah.
time.
This is
So-
exciting.
Yeah.
Which one?
That you've been wanting to have your family on.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, it's
See?
it's a long
Hopefully it
time.
works in your favour.
I will. We discussed offline. We said that we have to be nice to one
No,
another.
no preempting or rules.
No, we said.
Sis, you're safe. Speak freely.
This is a
You
safe
got witnesses, you got cameras, you got everything. You are absolutely safe.
zone. Okay.
Okay.
So
Remember.
how's everyone doing? You doing good?
Yeah, good.
Any
good.
exciting news you want to share? Anything that's happened?
No, just working. I have a very boring life at the moment, so.
No, you have a very focused and you're trying to evolve in your career, and I respect that. So don't downplay your growth.
Okay. I hear
Celebrate
that. I
your
like
growth.
that. I like that.
We're all here to support you. That's what I've been saying to you for a very long time.
Look at this one. He's
It's
so
the truth.
nice.
No,
is,
that's the
is this how he is,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can you show more of this to us, please?
No, you're too rude. I give back the energy I get.
Okay, so I'm rude, yeah?
What happened when I came and sat down? I came into the building and I got silence. I was
You
hit
were
with a stone
25
ball,
minutes late.
which I said I was going to be late prior to getting here.
Anyways, so quick introductions. You are watching and listening to Growing Up British. My name is Hebz. You can catch me on Instagram on I am Hebz with a Z.
Benavel DN.
And our special guest,
Jaiye Bobbi
where can they find you?
on Instagram and Twitter.
And what's your handle?
Jaiye Bobbi.
Oh, literally.
Bobby with an I.
Okay, JAIYEBO.
Do you do like Juliet, Indigo, that kind of vibe?
Wow, Juliet, Alpha, Indigo, Yankee, Echo, Brazil.
Brazil, you know, Bravo.
Oh yeah.
I'm here to help you, girl.
Bravo, Oscar, Bravo, India.
There we go. I'm loving this.
Was I just being tested there? Did you really need
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I just want to do it for fun. Yeah. Because my name's Heather. Everyone here is Heather. So I'm like Hotel Echo Bravo Alpha. That's the story of my life. And they go, okay, Heather, and I'm like, okay, that's the same, but we move. So before we go into our topic, we will do our typical would you rather scenarios. I've tried to keep it a nice balance because your brother's in the building, so nothing too left or nothing too. You know, you don't want to hear certain answers from your sister, innit? Mindfulness is real. I got you, man.
I've acknowledged that she is
A
her
whole
own
adult.
person. Yeah, I've acknowledged that.
All right, in that case, let's go for the crowd. No, I'm joking.
Wow.
But there might be things that she doesn't want to acknowledge. So
Let's go for it.
No, I don't have any. I've made sure it's all PG, don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, would you rather never be rejected ever again or never fail ever again?
never fail.
Fail.
I wouldn't mind failing, because with failure, there's growth. So when you fail, you have an opportunity to reflect and try harder, think of different ways. when you're constantly succeeding, sometimes you become complacent because you're
Yeah.
just doing good. When you're rejected,
But
wait.
you said
So I'd
never,
rather. So I'd rather.
you said never be rejected.
So I'd rather. I'd rather never be rejected.
But isn't that the same thing as always succeeding? It's very similar.
Not really, because rejecting is like me, me approaching someone and them going, "Sorry, not for me."
But you said never be rejected.
Would you rather never?
Never be rejected. That is exactly the same thing. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Same.
Same but
Listen.
different.
Same but no
Same but
different.
different.
No, it's not. Rejection and failure are two different things.
You said never be rejected.
ever again, or never fail ever again.
They're
No one's
practically
failure.
the
They're practically the
same.
same, innit? Did I fail this one? Did I reject in this one? Which one is it? I got rejected and I failed. Do you know what? It's not me. It's Google, innit? So move on. Would you rather be the center Would you rather be the center of attention or go unnoticed?
Oh, I know.
That's not the same. Go on.
For both of us, unnoticed.
Both of us. I don't answer on her behalf.
Oscar.
Okay, can I have a bit of both?
You
I mean,
like-
we can't switch up.
No, wait. Because
Allow her. She's her own person.
I'm
Go ahead,
interested.
Jay, please.
you know when like you're talking and you're trying to interject and no one's like really hearing you, and I hate that.
You mean like this situation? Example
I
one.
hate that, but then I also hate all the focus being on me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you want a bit of the two. I think going unnoticed can potentially be damaging because you might feel like, hello, hi.
You can still have influence, but you don't have to be noticed. There's a lot of people that are in government right now that you've never seen their
I can
face.
be a ghostwriter for like the biggest rapper in the world. I'm unnoticed, but I got the moolah, baby. Does that count? Is that the same equivalent?
You want to be
I hate attention.
Quentin Miller, but
oh, you know. Yeah, I don't like surprise parties and stuff like that. I don't like, all eyes on me kind of vibe.
this is amazing.
What is?
We know what we're gonna do. Carry on. Say what else you don't like.
Oh, you're such a horrible person. You're actually gonna take notes on how to give Heather anxiety.
No, thank you.
All right. Would you rather like to know when your life is going to end or how you are going to die?
Again, that's
How?
It is not the same.
Similar.
It's not.
It's
How
not.
your life is
I would
going
ra-
to
So
end.
you do want to know the exact date and time when
the
you're going to
date.
die or how you are going to die, but you don't know when you're going to die.
How you're going to die is going to be quite. Could give you anxiety and sort of.
But so can knowing when you're going to
Actually,
die.
yeah. No, but say you've got like, say it's today's date, the 10th of November, 2021, and then you find out you're going to die on the 31st of February. No, I'm joking. On the,
I like that. I don't know if it's a slip up and you redeemed yourself, but either way it works.
the 28th of February, 2048.
Yeah.
You know you've got all of those years, so you would kind of live your life to the fullest. Whereas if you were told you were going to be hit by a bus,
Every time you see a bus.
yeah, you're going to...
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm with that. I think I'd rather know when I'm going to pass. And therefore, I'm very mindful that my time has an expiry and it's this time.
Yeah.
And not worry too much about how. Because if I know how, again, I might never board a plane again. If the way I'm going to die is from, God forbid, a plane crash or food poisoning, I may never eat again. Is this today going to be the day? So I think I'd rather know when and just try and do the best, be the best person I can be and enjoy my life. But not as in wild and crazy. Just fulfill it. What about yourself, Ben?
Day probably
The day.
makes more sense. To
Okay.
have the day, not the way.
All right, I'll give you one that's funny.
Head, can you move your laptop a bit to the right because it's hitting the mic stand and it's coming through. We're better now.
These technicalities. Is it better?
Professional.
I know, I'm loving
just
it.
trying to make yours sound better, but
I can't take those sometimes. Would you rather have an itch that you physically cannot reach or have a song that's stuck in your head that you cannot get out?
song.
I'll take the song.
I hate itching. Hate it with a passion.
Sometimes it's a nice feeling knowing that you can't quite get it.
No.
It's just like, oh, no, not there. But I found a new itch instead. I don't know.
Can
The song-
someone else scratch the itch for you? And that...
Yeah, I guess so. And then the song can still be gone.
I still take the song. Because do you wake up every morning with a song in your head?
Yes.
Yeah, but imagine the same mother trucking song all day and night.
I don't mind that.
It can be Barney or like
You
Telly
can play.
Wow.
Doesn't mean you can't play other songs.
But you have that same song ticking over, even
fine.
when you're trying to focus on the new like.
That's fine.
Imagine you have 21 seconds in your head all the time. All right, cool. So we're gonna move on to the topic around age gap. So we've touched on this before previously, but it was more on our audio first season, and it's just basically around relationships. So when it comes to age gaps, how do we feel about it? Obviously, things change, things evolve, but before we kind of go deep into it, what is your overall view, if you were to just put it in a sentence? I guess, would you date someone who's remotely older or younger than you? Like, not remotely,
Remotely.
drastically older or younger than you.
What's drastic?
10 years. Yes.
She's her own person, please.
So I do think that it can be acceptable. And would I date someone older than me? Yes. Been there, done that. So yeah, that's my views. But I do think there are boundaries to it.
Okay, we'll get into that. That's fine. Would you date someone considerably younger than you?
Well, no, because I'm 27, so 10 years.
So you can't be with a 17-year-old,
No, what?
18-year-old,
No.
19-year-old.
No.
Give them like the best time of his
25
life.
is the minimum.
25.
Yep.
All right.
Then you start looking at your cousin's friends, innit?
Ew. Oh, no,
Gets like that. He gets like that. Ben, what about yourself? How do you feel about
Younger.
women dating?
Well, how do I feel about women?
About you dating a woman that's considerably younger than you?
10 years is acceptable, I feel.
Interesting. Okay.
10 years is kind of...
Is it ill?
Well, for me, it's 14. Oh,
Yeah, but then it's all relative to age, right? It's really relative.
which is something we're gonna definitely go into.
So at 35, I was to date a 25-year-old. That's perfectly acceptable. But if I don't think I would go a lot older now, because it's just... You would have things to talk about, but we're at different stages.
What, someone who's older than you?
Yeah, we're at kind of different stages.
Oop.
Interesting.
That face.
Okay.
We can get into it.
Listen to this. There's no. At what 45, you don't want kids. You kind of like finish, or you should be.
She might
finished.
be waiting to have her first
Why
child.
is your eyes wide open? At 45, you still want children?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
If you can, why not?
Okay, cool. There are all these different complications that come with that, but each
So the
to each their own.
complications every single person.
To each their own. So you can have children at 45. That's not my portion.
Okay.
I'll say that.
It's not your portion.
It's not for me.
Okay.
Open your eyes wide. I don't care.
Okay.
I personally would have said the age gap be like roughly around 7-8 years would have been okay for me to date older than me. I would never have dated younger than me, but I think with time things have changed. So the reason why I considered an age gap being very, very okay is because growing up in my household, my mum and dad had a 7-year age gap, and to me it made complete sense. They worked really well together. There wasn't a massive age difference, like mentally, I guess. So it just seemed like it flowed well. So for me, they were almost goals for me to marry someone who's older than me.
Did you ever ask why?
Yeah,
did your mum
because
fall for your dad?
well, yeah, because I know, like, also when you were younger, or when I was younger, we were made to feel any guy our age isn't on our wave. Any guy our age isn't.
Who made you feel like that?
Just our environment at the time. It's like, oh yeah, guys are so immature. Guys are still playing the field. Guys are not ready to settle down. They're still trying to achieve before they still want to reach this goal and this goal and this goal before they settle down. Whereas us women, we're raised to be wives to an extent. We're raised to be, nurturers
Raised by who?
by our parents,
So
by our environment. Everything
Aren't
is telling
those
us to
same
be.
men that are raised by those same families raised to be?
No, because more men are being raised, are just being loved by their family and not actually being raised to be men. A lot of men are just babied into like, you're my son, I'll look after you. Just go and just study and do us good and be as proud so I can talk about your degree, but not to how to look after women, how to achieve this, how to not be afraid to invest in a woman. Like, if anything, focus on stacking and that's it.
Yeah, I would completely agree.
Whose fault is that though?
It starts from home.
So it's the family's fault for raising the women
I
to
don't think
want
it's
to be able to
family.
nurture.
I think it's society.
Really?
Yeah.
It's everything. I think everything takes, like, your environment full stop. So whatever you take in socially, whatever you're taught at home. So it's a mixture of everything. And I think growing up, I genuinely believed when I was 19 and I was looking at, okay, I want to get married when I'm 22 because my mum got married when she was 22. Again, this is a whole generational issue. Like, does it vary from generation to generation? But I aspired, my only main role models, to want to get married when they got married because the age range was perfect. Like, when I look at how old my mum is and how old I am, I'm loving it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like an unwanted teenage pregnancy love affair, but like, they actually got married, had children, and patting themselves nice. But I think with growth and time, my views changed. So growing up in your household, what was your age range, like age gap between your parents?
Months.
Yeah.
Really?
My dad, or our dad, is April, and our mum is September. So it's months.
Months.
Literally.
Same year.
Wow.
Same year, everything. So
That's sick.
for us, it was same age.
But in your environment, i.e. your aunties and uncles, and, you know, do they have similar age ranges? Because
It's all same age.
Apart from one who's a bit older. One who's married and I think
you're pulling a face like you're
I was like, I can't say
it's
the
a bit
name.
suspect.
I can't say the name, and I want Jay to clock who I'm talking about.
Focus on the screw face.
You know who it is. So
Okay.
it's just the one who I think is who just goes for a bit older man.
Sorry.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Have I said something?
Nothing.
Just-
Nothing.
So yeah, but most of the people, or most of our family, all had husbands and wives where they were similar, if not the same year, 1 or 2 years. No one
See,
was
I
doing
don't know
that.
any older generations that have that. That's actually, I don't know if that's unique to your family
Even
or.
who's grandma and granddad? Were they the
No,
same age?
grandma was younger, I think.
But I didn't. But you did. I
So
never
the
realised.
older generation, I find the weirder the bigger the gap is, like 10 years, 11 years, whatever years, and it's like you would never have guessed it if no one disclosed that
No.
information. You would have just assumed they're just grandma, granddad,
Yeah.
and that's it. And it's like, wait, when you deep it, wait, was my granddad a bit weird?
That's the
Why is he
thing.
looking at a young girl for?
That's the thing, and you ask those questions when did you actually meet them, and then you start getting into it. So it's like, I don't know the age gap between my grandparents because you just assume, oh, they were just born on the same day.
Yeah,
in the same
literally, innit?
hospital.
That's so
and
true.
then they met each other, and they were destined to be together
Yeah.
from. That's that.
Do you
just
know the
accept
story
that.
of how they met?
Yeah, of course. It was raining.
Yeah, that's the
Oh, you must have heard this every Christmas. I don't know why. I feel like.
It was raining, and Granddad had an umbrella, and he tried some slick move to Grandma.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Do you want to come under my umbrella?" And Grandma must have looked up and who is this man? And she went under.
That's
The rest
it.
And then there were five of them, innit? Five children. My mum being one, and then that was it. Then.
So guys, it's London. It rains all the time.
No, this was.
I'm looking for an umbrella.
Ah!
So guys, if you want to,
That's a nice story.
I want to relive that story. So
That's a nice story.
maybe not 5 kids.
Would you go under the umbrella of
a
a
random guy,
stranger
yeah.
today?
Yes, if he's nice, I'll be like, oh, okay.
See?
No. It depends. Energy. I'm an energy reader. If
I'm
it's
not
like
sure.
creep, then no.
I'm not
He
sure
can be
if that
good looking.
works
If he's a
today.
creep, still no.
The crackhead that came out and said that you Fizz's mom.
Allah. Theo, relax, yeah. just do what you need to do.
if he had an umbrella.
What, Kenny the crackhead?
Boy.
Allow me. Oh no.
How'd you get onto his name though?
Kenny? It just rhymes, isn't it? Or kind of
Oh
sounds
yeah,
like
I get it, yeah, okay.
the penny landed. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's alright. So quick disclaimer. So my ex-husband, we had a 7-year age gap. But when I tell people, so I was very calm about it. I've never ever flinched about it. And I still probably won't to an extent. But the reason why I really want to talk about this topic is because recently, when I tell people how old I was when I met him, they're like, what's a grown man talking to you for? And I'm like, I didn't see it like that.
How old were you?
I was 19. He was 26. Theo's face is like, or not even face, his noise. So, but for me, it seemed very normal. I was at university. He was a working man. I felt like I was a woman. I thought I was mature. He obviously, his IQ isn't that great because we leveled up to each other somehow. Or maturity. No disrespect to you. You're raising a beautiful young king. But what I mean is, like, I didn't feel that difference. Only when people would say, how old is he? I'm like, right, he's older than you. I'm like, yeah, I don't feel it. I don't know if that's an insult to him or a compliment to me. I don't know.
I want to ask, why did you see anyone else in your age or in your classes when you were at university? Did you find them attractive?
Yeah.
Did you date anyone at university?
No, I was mandem. I was just chilling.
I find it very interesting that you go like
I
university.
dated in college.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, I had no major inspiration to go for an older guy. I just felt like if it was to happen, it seemed normal. So when I was approached by this man and he happens to be 7 years older than me, I wasn't like, R. Kelly, step away. I was like, okay, you fine.
But you're flattered by the attention.
But not because of his age, just because he's a guy that I found attractive that moved to me.
Okay.
And we had some good exchange of energy and conversation and we hit it off.
You weren't specifically looking for someone that's older. It just happened.
He just happened to be a guy who shared the same age range as my parents. That's what it is.
So in university, what about you? You dated guys that were...
Yeah, I have always been attracted to older guys. So touching on what you said earlier, with the level of maturity and thinking that guys my age just were about going out, not that I wanted to settle down when I was young, but they just weren't on the same things.
What were you on that you felt? Because it's also all good us saying, oh yeah, men are like they're more immature. I'm on this, they're on that. But what is it that you were on that you felt a guy your age couldn't deliver?
I take relationships very seriously. So if you're in a relationship, then it's a partnership that you're meant to grow with two people. It's not two people that just go out to nice places or go on holiday and have sex and that's a relationship. And I feel like people of my age, that's what they class relationships as. And that's not what I was looking for.
So I do believe like generational now, the younger generation or the new age, I say, because even people my age who are adapting to social norms are like, there's so many intricate levels of dating. Like you can't just be, I like you, like me, let's see this. It's like, all right, I like you, but we're not really dating. We're getting to know each other. Then we're dating. Then we're girlfriend and boyfriend.
No, then
now we're exclusive.
Yeah,
Then,
exclusive first.
what the filth, Lauren filth. So I'll tell you what I did in my ex. This is no
What
cap.
are the levels? Explain the levels again.
I don't know them.
So there's okay, like let's say you've approached me, you're talking to me, but you can now be talking to 3 other women, and it's okay, it's okay.
That's fine.
At this point, you're just eggs in different baskets.
Right.
Then you'll see I'm your main. You're getting to know me. You're more drawn to me. You're spending time with me.
Seeing each other.
I'm but you might be, but I might. But he's not seeing me exclusively. So therefore, there's other people.
He's not exclusive. He hasn't said exclusive, but you're seeing each other.
Yeah.
You might get twice a week instead of the once.
Yeah.
What?
You might get Valentine's Day and not Valentine's Day. So it's gonna be like that. Then it's a case where you might start getting invited to like birthdays, but you're not
This
exclusive
can
yet.
take months.
Bruh, years.
Yes.
My friend asked his girlfriend to be his girlfriend a year in. I'm like, what kind of fool is waiting for a year?
Let me
Hella
tell-
fools.
I'm telling you right now, you're wasting so much time.
Can I tell you, I swear on my life, no joke, when my ex-husband kissed me, I said, yeah, just so you know, I don't just lips any guys, so yeah, we're dating.
Yeah, and I honestly,
Really worked.
that's the way it should be.
The guys were running, they'd be like, what do you mean? Like, relax.
No,
What are you
man,
talking
you
about?
don't be doing
That,
that, man.
I'd say that's why I also like older guys, because I feel like their intentions are clearer. And
Yeah, I'd rather you know what you want with chess. Even if it's not what I want, just tell me your chess so that we can make this executive decision.
You know, the funny thing is that women tend to date up because of the security and also the stability and the clear mindset of what an older guy brings. But the funny thing is, the feelings that a woman has at a certain age, I think, I don't know, let's just say from 30 and below, those feelings that a woman has is the same feelings that a man has at that same age. So it's a bit confusing to say, I have these feelings, you have these
What do
feelings.
you mean
but
a
I'm
man
not.
has it as well?
So 25, right?
Yeah.
You're both on the upward trajectory.
Yep.
You're both confused. You're both trying to find your way in the world. You're both unstable, probably maybe living at home, majority living at home. So you don't have anything to build on. In the olden day, in a grandfather's day, way before mine, you built with someone. My mum always told me,
Build with someone.
build with someone.
100%.
You are at 20 to
I preach that.
27, you are looking for someone with potential. Now, and it's not just women, or it's not on any side. Now I want immediate now. So I want to be able to be stable now.
Here's the problem as well. Men have always drilled it in their head from based on a bad ex or based on the random conversation. I don't know where it's come from. Build by yourself. Once you've achieved, then bring her in.
But where does that come from? Where does that
I
come
just
from?
said it either comes from a bad negative experience where he's gone with the wrong woman who's drained him in a way that she was never his right energy. She was never going to support him. She was always going to be the person who's making him choose between this and this. That's your mistake. But my point is, his family wouldn't have said that. His family would have said, if an old school builds together. Yeah. So I always tell my boys, bro, don't stop yourself from getting in a relationship because you want to build, because you want to achieve, because you're going to achieve all these things alone. And then you're going to be like, rah, I'm kind of accomplished. I'm good. And you've got nothing to show with your partner. Nothing to show with your kids.
That's a good sentiment. But is that reality of what you're stepping out into the world and doing?
What do you mean?
So if you're saying you need to build together, I can say everyone in the world is amazing to my son. You are never going to experience people that hate you just because of your color. I have to prepare him for what reality is going to be.
Correct.
So if you say to someone, oh, you need to build with someone, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
But when they get out there, the women that they're encountering are, well, you need to have something, and you need to have a car, you need to have a house, you need to have stable credit in order for you to be with me.
There's a slight issue though. I believe those women are usually like, this is later in life. So when we're building, I'm talking about like early 20s, mid 20s. You're able to build together because we're able to like trial and error and establish our feet. When you're in your 30s now, a woman would like a man who's more established because, I'm in my 30s and I'm trying to find, and I'm really finding my feet right now.
So why do you date?
Go on.
Why do you date older men then?
Wait, just to touch on what you just said, I do agree with that. But then I do feel like there's a lot, and yeah, I'm going to dig out females here, but there are a lot of females that do just want to get with an established man. They don't want to build with him. They just want that establishment and that lifestyle.
But then I feel like also certain cultures make women feel entitled. So there's the certain women that I've spoken to who feel I should be a lady of leisure. I should be this. My answer is I would like to be a lady of leisure. I would like to be comfortable. My partner to be able to provide for all of us. But I'm happy to also ride out and watch him grow. But if I'm now in my mid-30s and I'm still waiting for a guy to still find his feet, not because he's established and then had to take a step back because life happened, but because he's still finding his feet and he's still not quite there yet and he's not serious, I'm not here to wait another 10, 15 years to see you grow because you should have been more focused in life.
That's cold, man.
No, it's not. Because no, it's not. It's
Imagine,
not. Why
you've got an expiry date at 30, so can he make the same demands of you?
Of course. Of course. Rightfully. If I'm your partner and you need certain key fundamental things that can help hold a relationship, I can't deprive you from it or sell you a dream. So if you say to me you need
I don't think 30 is an age or somewhat of an age.
I said mid-30s.
Yeah. You're approaching 40.
I don't even think mid-30s.
So let's say you're mid-30s, you're still living with your mum, you've never tried to move out, you've never tried to push yourself career-wise, you always said, I'm going to work for myself, and you never quite worked for yourself, you never even pushed yourself to even make a business plan, but you've given it all the talk. I'm so sorry, whilst I appreciate your vision, you're in your mid-30s, mate.
You're crushing a lot of people's dreams.
No. You guys need to, not you guys, those people, men and women who are in this weird phase of nothingness, need to take a good look in the mirror and go figure life out.
You are still figuring it out.
But you've just said that you wouldn't want a woman who's 45 because they can't have kids or whatever.
Right.
Someone
Yeah,
in
that's
their
what-
mid to late 30s who hasn't got their stuff together, like what are we doing here?
What are
That's
we doing
okay
here?
for some
Children
people.
and having sort of like a dystopian life are two kind of different things. Children is legacy and being able to produce offspring to be able to carry on the family
But
name.
you also need to
having
have
to grow.
some financial stability in order to have children, and you need to have financial stability and ambition in order for you to start
Ah,
building
so-
on the legacy.
So now we
So-
get down to the
We're digressing, by the way, completely off
But
point.
no, it doesn't. It's all of these are very, very good points as to why some people, either men or women, either date up or date down.
Okay.
And there's fundamental reasons for it. Stability is one of the things why predominantly women date up. They want that stability to be able to have someone that is going to provide and nurture and care for not only them but for their family. That's really important.
Okay. Can I put the spanners in work completely? I now don't feel like I need to date up at all. I have no desire to. When younger guys used to move to me, I'm like, ew, move away, you're too young. Even if you're a day younger, mum said to me, don't ever marry a guy who's even a day younger, because you know the way a woman ages is different than a man. Anyway, bullshit. Love you, mum, but nah. But it's one of those things where I now understand age does not measure life experience, wisdom, or growth, because you can be, and this is facts. I know guys who are older than me, who are less established, less motivated, less experienced in life than someone who's 5 years younger than me, who's very experienced in life, very established, and has their shit together.
That's
So-
case by case.
No. It's now the majority, because this generation is driven differently. They're exposed differently. I think older guys, not all of them, obviously, and I'm not saying that, because I know loads of my friends who are very successful are older than me, but there's a lot of guys who are there's a generation of like complacency, because they're not the generation of the instant social, like, you know, there's so many ways to gain skills, there's so many ways to like different sources of income. They're a bit slow in that era, so the younger generation are catching up much faster.
Yeah, I would agree.
And
with
Theo's nodding with me, which is absolutely a miracle, because Theo does not nod with me ever. He's always laughing in the corner. He's actually going,
And the younger
Amen.
generation of dudes are more educated on women's rights and how you treat women, I'd say, than men 10 years ago, than men 50 years ago, than men 100
Yeah.
years ago.
it's
Which
almost
is
like the
great.
evolution of man when it comes to respect to women.
Where?
Oh, God. Okay, go on,
This is
girl.
someone you two are in the field.
Yeah.
So your experiences are very, very important to this whole conversation.
So I'm basing it on now. So now, before I used to be like, nah, I can't date someone younger than me. I can't get to know someone younger. Settle down. When I meet the guys that I meet who are younger than me, and obviously I have a limit, like to my age range of who I date, or like the youngest I get to know for something serious. I'm shocked to how established they are. And when I look at other people that I know, even my previous exes in the past, to see where they've achieved in life, they've not gone very far. And it's just like, it's interesting to see that gap. And therefore, I genuinely believe, with men and women, automatic, don't assume because someone's in their 40s or someone's in their 30s that they've got their shit more together than someone who's in their late 20s. And I think, you know, Ben, I'm sure you can look around your circle of friends or extend the circle of friends and know that not every man mirrors you.
No, they're doing. My team are good, bro.
All right, see the one or two of them that slipped out, them two.
Huh?
Yeah, there must be one or two
There's
of them that
always
kind
one
of...
or two.
My team are strong. The team is strong.
Ben's life is perfect.
It's not. It really isn't.
Ben's life is
Who's not strong in the
Think
team?
of someone from university. Maybe that's not in your circle now, but someone that you thought would be like amazing, but actually it was just a hype. You know, when people go to college and uni, they're like, "Rah, they're the ones that are gonna succeed."
Maybe secondary school. I go back that far where they were the top guys or the top girls in secondary school, but you could tell it's like
That was their peak.
if you peaked at secondary school, bro, it's over for you, boy. I swear, you can't peak that early, bro. And then you're apologizing for the rest of your life. You're like, I'm sorry. It's like being with the girl. You'd be like, oh, sorry. Making excuses and stuff.
What is happening?
All right, so I want to know, people who date significantly older, do they have like daddy issues?
Yes,
Yes.
in some parts. If we're talking about girls,
Or not just daddy issues. Are there like some deeper rooted reason to why people yearn for either an older woman or an older man? Like I feel like some men they want like an element of nurturing, so they gravitate to someone that kind of is like mummying them.
there's been so many.
Ty's like that for me, boo.
There's so many movies that Stella's Got a Groove Back.
Yeah.
All of these different movies that play that whole scenario out. It's for guys, it's definitely from a nurturing side.
Yeah.
Something that was missed when you were young, that you want to duplicate in this relationship. And then for women, there's a multitude of things. It could be you have daddy issues, you want stability, you want routine. Older guys are more into a routine than young guys.
But do you think some women get it wrong? Do you not think that's a poor assumption to make?
And it's a
I
power and
think
control dynamic.
I personally think that women do it because of daddy issues.
Why'd you say that?
Because let's say
Someone's
you
gonna
have-
be cussing right now, going, no, what are you talking about? I just like older men.
Yeah, you just
But there's a reason why you like older men. Is it because you weren't getting that attention? They say your dad is meant to be your first love in life, and your mum is for females, and your mum is your first love in life for males.
Man, yeah.
So if you haven't got that from your father, you're searching for that first love, how to be loved, how to be cared for.
Is it a subconscious thing or is it a conscious thing?
I'd say subconscious.
So they might not even know it.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So what's the difference when it comes to age range? Okay, so obviously you have a lot of celebrity older couples, younger couples. Like these days, we've been through this list before, and I'm sure you can just Google celebrity age gap, and you'll see some of the big movie stars are dating women who are 20 years younger.
Leonardo DiCaprio
I sent you that.
needs
You got it in
to
front of
be.
you.
I've got the chart.
He needs to be questioned. He needs to be questioned.
Breaks up with any girl who's over 25.
Yeah,
Huh?
I saw that
What,
today.
Leonardo?
Yeah.
He breaks up with any woman that's under 25 or over 25.
Over 25.
Breaking protocol, you can pass that along.
Oh, bless you. You could have airdropped it.
Leo needs to be questioned. I don't really.
Raw. How old is my guy?
Scott Disick also needs to be questioned.
No.
Yeah,
no.
Scott.
Scott
yeah.
Disick, yes, he does.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
old
yeah.
was the Courtney woman?
Like 19. He likes 19, 20,
No, how
20.
old was Courtney?
Courtney Kardashian.
Yeah.
I don't know. They were together from young though.
Okay.
But they were both young.
Okay.
But since then,
No.
Leo's dating a 21-year-old.
No.
He's got a 23-year gap.
I wouldn't date a 20-year-old, you know what I mean? He's
There you
44,
go.
like.
But look.
Do you know why? His ego lets him, but he's weird.
No. It's all about dynamic, and it's all about what person can provide, because we're always placing the blame at the man. But then women start saying that we're equal. If you're equal, then you're equal for the entire thing, across the board. So if you're 25 and you want to date someone that's older, that's on you.
All right, no. So my question was, sorry, we digress a little. Sorry, so I'm gonna go back to it before I lose it. So when men are dating significantly older, younger women, and women other way around, I guess women it looks less weird because unless it's like a teacher and student thing, then it's like whoa. Other than that, that's the only thing that when you see her in a younger person, that's when it becomes very like hard hitting. Otherwise, it's kind of like I think it's sexually desirable for some men to try and go for an older woman, the cougar, the vibe.
cougar.
There's a certain thing that
when
men.
you were older, yeah. I mean, when you were like younger.
When you're younger, that's what I'm saying.
wanna
When you're
go-
older, you're like bun out. Why am I going to go for an old thing?
it's a conquering thing.
But I
yeah.
want to know when does it? Where's
are
the tipping
weird.
point? What did you say?
men are weird.
We've
Men are
actually
weird.
been the most
Men are
consistent.
confused.
We've been the most consistent
Whatever,
for that
man.
time.
So when does it tip over between relationship and grooming? Like, what is there a particular age range where you go, do you know what? All right, cool. This is just pure love. This is attraction. And when is it like, for example, is Leonardo DiCaprio, is he grooming these young women because they're excitable that he's this older man who's handsome, Titanic, hello,
Grooming.
They ain't
So,
old
so
enough.
Theo, do you
They're not
think
old
do you,
enough
do
to
you-
know
do you-
Titanic.
do you think it's grooming?
I don't think it's grooming, but the balance of power, the power dynamic between these 21-year-old models who may be supermodels but aren't famous like DiCaprio, who's like a sex symbol basically, and put into that just male and female power dynamics alone. Like, that's just fucked. And you add to the fact that every girlfriend he's had, he breaks up with them when they turn 25, basically. Like, come on, the man's fully
It's
packed.
like, oh shit, it's my 25th birthday.
Yeah.
He's gonna break up with me. Damn it.
No, literally. And then he
If
did.
that's the case, that low-key might be seen as grooming because it's that
So
breaking up
I
at
think
25.
also you can also groom people in such a nice way, like making them feel so empowered and you should do this and you should do that. And it's like grooming isn't necessarily literally I'm gonna start playing with your head and doing what sometimes it looks glamorous. It looks very glamorous and you're not realizing actually, R. Kelly and what he's done, other people what they've done, they make it.
That was grooming.
Like, yeah,
What R.
of
Kelly
course.
did.
Beyond grooming.
That was
That's like
grooming.
enslavement.
That was
mad.
disgusting. What Leonardo DiCaprio is doing, and for what guys do, there are levels and layers to it. So what Leo's doing, he's using his power and influence and his stature to be able to get these models. Yeah. But in the same sense, these models are using him for his power and influence and his stature. It's a two-way thing.
But you also think these women are more naive
No,
and
no,
vulnerable.
They're
no,
21.
I don't-
No. Yeah, exactly.
I don't accept
He's
I-
44 and they're 21.
Listen,
I
I
agree.
get you,
Listen,
but
listen
Because
to
I
this.
thought
You-
I was mature at 19. I thought I was mature at 21.
You're
I really
21.
wasn't.
No. You're 21. They know who Leo is.
Yeah, but
So they're going after him.
Titanic.
So you could make an argument that they want him just for his stature.
and that's naive of them.
No,
That's
it's
naive,
not.
yeah.
That
How
is
is that?
that
They
could,
think it matters.
that could be called that could be a trap. He has to be careful to be able to protect what he has.
He probably
you can't
is.
say that because Leo is bigger and he's the man that he's going after these young girls. These young girls know what they're getting into, and that's the
So what
the
does
thing that
grooming
we
look like?
always do.
What does grooming look like then? How would you define grooming?
I don't know. I never groomed anyone. You have to ask these brothers.
That's exactly what I would say you had. No, okay, but earlier you said age 25, both men and women have more or less the same life
They
experience.
have all of the same things.
Yeah, okay, but now all of a sudden you're saying Leo who's 44 and this girl who's 20 or 21 have
similar.
equivalent
No,
perspectives
I'm
on
saying,
life.
I'm saying, no. I never said that they have.
But that's
I-
such a huge difference.
I've
Perspective
never said
is
that
such
they
a
have
huge thing.
the same experience in life. What I'm saying is that women at that age know what they're getting into when they go for someone who is older. They know who
I don't
Leo
think they
is.
fully know what they're
They
getting
know
into.
who
They
Leo-
may know who
They've
someone is, but they
seen
may
The
not
Revenant.
understand.
They have
women-
seen
who?
The Revenant.
I'm 27. I don't know what that is.
They've seen Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
They've seen black and white pictures of Titanic.
Okay.
They've seen.
Okay, what's your point?
They know who
Idiot.
Leo
Okay,
is.
you may know
so
who
they're
someone
going
is,
after
but-
someone because he is famous.
Yeah, but they're sorry, exactly. Because if I met someone, if I was young and I met someone who I crushed on hard, my first crush was Tyrese when I was young. Yeah, so imagine Tyrese came up to me, started singing "Sweet Lady." This is before he started crying. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, if he started
Where
coming
do
my
you-
way, and I'd be like, "Oh my god,
Where
oh
do
my
you,
god."
Okay, then you have to answer the question is, these women are also legal everywhere in the world. There is no place on
So-
earth that they're not. Listen,
That's
listen.
that's the
Can
penetrate.
you listen to let me land. They're legal everywhere in the world. There is no place that they can't go where he can't. Where do they meet him? If they're so
Let 'em in
innocent, where do they meet him? He's not going to a school like R. Kelly did to go pick them up. They're in the same parties, in the same
But R. Kelly wasn't
vicinities.
40 doing that though. To be fair.
In the same vicinities,
Yeah.
they're in the same realm. So these women
He's
aren't
slid
as
in their
innocent and
DMs.
as no.
I have a Leonardo DiCaprio story if you guys want it about how he goes about getting women, which is pretty satisfied.
All right, can we film this, please?
Yeah.
No, you don't. I
Yes,
think
yes.
Yeah, you're on
Just
camera
look
now.
at me. It's
Here we
fine.
go.
Leon,
Allegedly.
Allegedly, Leo, you're sus, because basically it'll be in nightclubs, and he'll have his bouncer, PA guy, whatever, go
Oh,
up to
choose
girls.
someone.
No, he'll like see them. He'll send his man over to with the contract being like sign this non-disclosure agreement. Leo wants to sleep with you, and then he takes them back to a private room and does them doggy with headphones on, listening to Kids by MGMT.
No.
Wait,
Listen
what?
to Kids.
By MGMT.
I don't know who that is.
No, it's a song. You'd recognize the song. It's like a FIFA song. But that's the
Oh.
story. And like two different people from different sources who both would know that kind of shit, like movie industry chat, told me.
Wild.
Yeah, he's dodgy.
Yeah. But that's do you know what it is? Then that's kind of back to
weird.
power craze and like
So
he's it's so up in his head.
Girls will sleep with him just because he's Leonardo
Yeah.
DiCaprio. So also,
And the fact that he makes them sign a disclaimer, bro.
and
No,
the girls are
no,
more
no,
likely
no,
to accept
no,
bad treatment from him because of the distortion of the power.
So that is bad. The distortion
like
of
you,
power
Theo.
and the dynamic of power is really bad. All up until the point where he's sleeping with them, that's all normal. To be able to say, sign this contract so I
He's
can sleep with
famous.
you, that you have to protect yourself at all times. There are football players that we know that film girls that say, can you say on camera that you are consenting to sleeping with
Because they're
me?
worried they'll catch case.
No, because they're worried that these girls will go off afterwards and
Catch
say
cases.
Yeah.
he raped me.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They're worried they'll catch case.
So that is, you're protecting yourself.
I get what you mean, but the way he does it.
No.
Because he's sorry, my friend. From the club through a bouncer, I want to F you.
So what?
Let me
Leah's
make you
supposed to go
sign
up to
this.
them and be like,
Yeah,
"Yo,
just move to the thing, get flirty,
Alright, let's just
and then
do
when
it.
it comes down to dirty,
Leonardo,
make a sign.
So picture this: Leonardo in a club, walking across the club,
He ain't
whispering
doing that.
sweet nothings
Are
in
you
the
mad?
sweet one's ear. It will be all
Me?
over TMZ and everything.
I've won an Oscar. You come to me. Are you mad?
Well, he does have women wanting to come to him, but they got bouncers in the
Nah,
way.
you come to me, bro. He's
But
got.
yeah,
He's at
but I
that
think it's
tax
low key
bracket.
grooming still. So moving on swiftly. Do you feel around the world, obviously as we get old, as you, if you deep are different environments, different setups, different levels of like class, poverty, etc. around the world, do you feel maturity changes or looks different in different places? If you think about how we're educated in the UK system and probably the Western system, at this age you're given this much knowledge. In this age, you're like secondary school, primary school, university, everything's limited knowledge within that time, and the government's telling us how to breathe, think, and be within a controlled set time, unless you're doing homeschooling, right? Then you have a different environment where girls at the age of 14 are full-time workers on farms and taking on responsibilities and duties, and they don't have all this controlled time stuff. The maturity probably started a lot earlier because they've been forced into a different environment where this is a normality, which is we are, as family starts young, everything starts young. So do you believe our environment plays a factor to what is considered a normal age for someone to get married, a normal age for someone to have children? Because I believe there's a time and place for everything. I don't believe like our parents or our great-grandparents who had like a 10, 11-year gap were weird pedos or like groomers. I feel like that people's maturity levels were different back then. And I think there's still parts of the world where women are much more mature and much more, childbearing and ready than other women in maybe the Western world, where we're actually told, you're not allowed to think about this, you're not allowed to do this, you're not, like, what, do you know what I mean?
But then what?
It's more instinctive. Sorry, that's the word.
So what then defines maturity? If, say, you have these cultures where women are bearing children at like 14,
Yep.
but then they're not taught about birth control, and they're not taught or given, or they don't know about things like that. Whereas we in Western society, we do. So are we more educated, or are they more educated? Because
I think it's neither, because it depends. If you're thinking of an extreme example where, you know, similar to, like, for example, a stray cat that's constantly getting pregnant, like, will continue to have so cats will continue to breed for as long as they have sex. So as in, they don't know that every time we have sex we're going to get pregnant. They don't have animals in general don't have that mental understanding, which is why people get their cats snips and whatnot, because they want to make sure they don't actually hurt their insides for every single time they conceive. So there's reasons to why that happens. So I think there's a difference between people who are leaving their children out there, not educating them and allowing them to breed to the point where they're actually dying, where like they're having really young kids at a very young age continuously, and that's like abuse. There's a difference in abuse, and then there's actually we start a family young, we have children young, we raise them this, and it's absolutely normal. It's not considered young, it's considered normal time. Do you know what I mean? We're not looking at an extreme where there's a village and a cult where women are just told to breed and that's it. Because maybe like we're overly controlled on our side of the world.
It's the difference between, in different societies, it's definitely, there's an expectation, I would say, in some societies, an expectation for a young girl to be pregnant by the time she is able to have children. And yeah, through lack of education, through environment, it's very, very bad that happens. But because that could be seen as grooming. Because society is basically grooming these girls to be able to say, you should be pregnant by this age. For
Is
us,
it grooming or is it pressuring?
But isn't that just saying that's all you're here for, to be a mother or bear children?
But that's like you saying the only purpose of a man in that environment is to be a breadwinner and to go out and hunt, and the woman has to be at
Isn't
home.
that what happened?
that will happen at the very beginning.
But that's just the, isn't that not
That
almost
was,
the same?
that was literally how we got here.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm trying to say is this not the same thing? But we mirror it differently in the Western world,
Yeah.
where the woman is still the nurturer,
Yeah.
the man is still the main breadwinner. Obviously, everything's merging now. We have women that want to, be as powerful as a man, vice versa. That everyone's trying to double up on our roles. But if you strip it all back, effectively, these other environments and setups in different parts of the world and cultures, they're doing what we've been doing,
Yeah.
but it just looks very abnormal to us because of the way we've progressed in life.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we do. In the Western world, we always pass judgment onto other societies just because we're not doing it ourselves. We think there's a better way in which to do it. But there are different cultures that have thrived without our interference.
Yeah.
But
But have women in that culture been thriving?
Yeah, why? But
Has
why?
has the
But why
culture
would?
thrived? There have been cultures in Africa that have thrived. As soon as Western world has intervened in it, it has fallen apart.
So people might switch or feel some kind of way when I say this, but why are we assuming that because it's a non-level, like it's not equal to our level of education and exposure, that they're somewhat deprived? Sometimes when you're
Exactly.
limited in knowledge, you can still be very content within your environment.
Exactly.
So it's not a saying like, you're in prison, be happy with your prison like settings, but as in you have nature, you have other things, you're very content living a minimalistic life without the need of a GPS. God
GPS.
damn, girl, uncle, uncle in the
GSP,
building.
man.
Cut it out, please. Thank you. Save me.
Keep that in. I
Save
want
me.
double copies.
Like we don't need all these extras that we're given. Obviously, it's good to have knowledge. It's good to be empowered. It's good to not be naive and vulnerable. Even when we're given all this knowledge, we're still moving like we're vulnerable. We're still catching cases. We're still doing all these things. But some people live a very simple life.
think
Like
you're
there's different
onto-
parts of Egypt where
The Amish in America, they live a very simple life.
yeah,
and they're happy and
and
content.
they get married, they have kids from young, or they get married young, but they don't feel oppressed. There are people who are abusing women and they're abusing their entitlement and they're selling off their children. Like there's levels to this, but I'm not talking about those situations. I'm not talking about the extreme neglect or the abuse of women. I'm talking about women who are very content, like the same way our parents were very content. My mum's very happy to just be a mum. She doesn't want to carry any other identity. She doesn't want to be a lady of leisure.
She doesn't want to be a CEO or go out.
She just
potentially.
like when I say to her, I want to go on holiday without my son, it's mind blowing to her. You're a mother. What do you mean?
Do you think
So
that
it shows
is
like
lost in today's society?
what is?
That because and we are like kind of deviant, but because we are so exposed to everyone's business now, being a mum or is just like that's not good enough.
But I think
You're right. Go on, sorry.
With our parents' generation, being a mum, that is their identity. Like my colleague at work, she was saying that she went for a job interview once and they said, "Who are you?" And she goes, well, I'm a mum. And they go, no, but who are you?
That's all she knew.
She literally, whereas we're like, yeah, I'm a mum, but
I'm also this and that
Yeah.
and that, and this is what brings. But then I think there's no shame of being a mother. And I think this is back to the whole weird mentality that we live in, where it's like a man thinks, wait, you just want to raise children. What else are you bringing to the table? But actually, that worked at some point.
does.
It's actually a beautiful thing to see your wife or your partner raise your children and not have a nursery raise them or a day nanny raise them and like three other. Like I know it takes a village to raise a child, but it's such a beautiful thing to be able to be fully involved in your child's life and to impact them on levels and to see them an hour at the end of the day to put them to bed and
Yeah.
first thing in the morning.
My life right now.
But do you know what I mean? But so if you're the breadwinner, innit? Relax. you're going to be happy. But my point is, I think, yeah, you're right. That people are made to feel being a parent isn't enough. Like, you're just a mum. Like, what else?
I think that's what older men kind of understand. If they can get the right young woman, that she would be able to understand that looking after the child is a great value to her. Whereas guys that are on potentially the same level, and keep me honest, are like, well, if I'm bringing this, you need to bring something as well, because society has now trained us that women are equal, and they are, that they need to bring something to the table as well.
But I feel like I think men and women are equal, but in a different way. And I've said this so many times, just because you do this doesn't mean I will reciprocate that literally. I'll reciprocate it.
That's not all women.
No, but I'll reciprocate it in a different manner.
Yeah.
So you might financially provide. I will do something else to provide for you. Do you know what I mean? It's an exchange of gestures and mindfulness, and to balance the weight out of a relationship or a unit. But I think also equally, it depends on your setup at home. I know guys who are younger who are very cultured to the point where, you know, they'll be in like their early 30s or late 20s and be like, if I can provide for my wife, I want her to be a mother first and foremost. I want her to have an option to be a mother. But we've digressed so much.
But sorry, does that mean they want them to be a mother, or they want them to have the option to be a mother?
So then to be a full-time mother.
Yeah.
So they want to be like they
want to have the
raised.
financial stability so that their wife doesn't have to work.
Yeah. So if she wants to, so I've had people say to me,
Option
is key.
Very.
So basically, I've met guys who've said to me, Hebz, if you don't want to work, that's fine. If you just want to be a stay-at-home mum, that's no problem for me. As long as, you know, you got your ish sorted and I've got my stuff sorted, then it's fine. You know, he knows he comes home and everything's blessed. He gets the quality time. Yeah, everything. Like, it's not just food and cooking and cleaning. It's the emotional support.
You would do the laundry for him as well and clean the house and stuff.
By all means, if I'm sitting at home, that's what I'm saying. Being a mother and being a wife isn't just simply, oh yeah, cook you like breakfast, call safe. It's taking care of the home. Do you know what I mean? You're taking on stresses outside. You're dealing with arrogant clients all the time, and you're dealing with crap and commuting and having to like just earn that money. Do you know what I mean? It's being taxed half of. So I respect the fact that a guy says to me that if you're gonna stay at home, cool, but just have the shit together, and I'll have my shit together. That's very, very fair. But guy said to me, do you want to work or do you not? I said, to be fair, I'd love to be a mum first and foremost, but I would also want to work, even if it's part-time, or to support your business or to do whatever, because I want to stay mentally active. I'm naturally ambitious, and I don't want to make my brain redundant in that area.
You're not like your mum.
I'm not like my mum, but I also feel does my mum kind of somewhat yearn for what we're doing now. Because when she sees us doing what we're doing, it's almost like she's like, "Rod, like
we could have had more."
Yeah, and I don't think she even thought that far. Like, when you're limited, that's what I'm saying. It's back to the whole, like, the people who live in a very limited environment, do they really yearn for anything more?
Yeah.
So women who start having children from the age of 14, 15 in a different culture, in a different part of the world where it's a norm, do they go, oh my God, I wish I waited till 21? They probably don't even know the difference between age 14 and 21. Like, they don't measure it the way we measure it. Do you know what I mean?
No, real. I feel it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm with you. I'm with you right here. I'm with you. Keep going.
Okay.
Are you having a moment of agreement?
I'm confused.
Are you having a moment of agreement?
All right.
What's going on?
Guys, how would you feel if your child would want to date someone considerably older than them or younger than them? Obviously, flip it over if it's a girl, guy, however.
We need to talk about the age gaps and how old my child is. And
So let's just
old
say,
the
I'll
person-
use my example. So your daughter comes to you, she's 19, and she goes, Mum, my boyfriend's 26.
No.
That's very good. Did your parents want to meet your partner at that?
My parents did not want to
Oh,
meet
you didn't.
no
They didn't
one.
know. They didn't know. Until
They
you
found
married.
out about him, and they were like they rejected, because I'm not allowed to talk to any man. I was not allowed to. I had to just speak to women for the rest of my life until a husband landed on my lap and we're married. I don't know how it would have landed, but my parents didn't switch over his age. That was never a flinch. I think it's because it was a social norm for them.
Okay. Yeah.
That it was never like, whoa. I think if my parents had the same age gap as your parents, then they would have been like, wait, this is a bit suspect.
But then
Yeah.
isn't that like the
No,
whole
'cause
being a product of your environment and what
Mum's
your
fine with you dating older.
mum's
So do
fine
you
with-
only date older guys?
Yes.
Do you hunt older men?
I don't hunt them.
Hunt, you know.
I don't
Look for
hunt
like
them.
pension age,
No,
like a couple of
no,
like
no,
crowns.
No,
That's cold.
no,
That's shade.
no.
That's
Relax,
shade.
man.
That's
I know it's
shade.
your sister. Yeah, she can handle it.
Shade. Hey,
Relax.
bro, we'll take
That
her, bro. I
I've
don't mind.
literally done
Ben,
10
stay
years
there.
older.
Mind your
10
business.
years. 10 years is...
10 years. Is it
A
maximum
whole
or
big,
minimum?
You want someone older than me?
I
With
dated
you.
someone older than you.
So he can beat you up.
Yeah. Sorry. I mean, oh no.
See how disposable I am.
So wait. So 10 years a minimum or maximum?
So wait, that's for me.
Yeah. What
It-
the minimum maximum for you? Would you date a guy 15 years older than you? Oh, she thinks.
I don't
Do you know what? It depends.
Girl.
It depends. We need to...
That's geriatric, bruv.
Geriatric. Wow.
I was on the Zimmer
It
frame.
just-
Pull up to the place,
stop.
bruv.
But wow. It depends.
His pension plan's strong by now. Don't worry.
Trust me, daddy.
To be fair,
If I said that, he'd be like, Shade, oh my God, that may rock you up, my sister, you know.
I feel like the oldest I would go for now is
40.
yeah.
Wow!
Yeah.
Sorry.
But
27.
they have
Watch.
to be 39
Watch.
when I meet them because they're still in their 30s.
Watch what dad would say.
Okay,
Off
but
with their
Watch what
head.
dad would say. That would be so... I would bring up front row seats to see that, bro. Popcorn and everything.
what?
I wouldn't even say
As long
anything,
as
I'd just
I'm
say,
happy, then what's the problem?
happy my back foot, bro. That's grooming.
But what's wait,
But
hold
but
on.
she's
What?
27. She's
But what's dad's age gap?
no,
Wait, hold on.
You can't switch it.
But
well
there's
done,
an
Theo.
age gap for dad.
Huh?
There's an age gap for dad.
That's him, bro.
What, as in his...
Do as I say, do
Partner.
as I do, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's me. But as I
Okay,
said,
that was
for
a very
my-
interesting question. So my question was, have you noticed a pattern when people remarry that the men tend to date much younger women?
Oh, that happens.
That happens.
But
Is that because they see them as like childbearing? Or do you think they think,
Yes.
oh, I can get it?
There's that, and then there's a whole... I think, I don't know.
I think they want an easier life.
Yeah.
How is a younger
100
woman easier life?
Because
Because
if
she's
you
more
have-
cooperative.
Yeah.
She wants more.
No. She's easier to control.
No.
That's what I think. Not
easier
in a.
easier to please as well.
She wants finances.
I can already provide that.
Yeah. So if you're.
I already have it.
if you're
Jody's lining up wife
established
number 2.
or
She's
whatever.
got it all.
Wow. Wow.
You know
not
what I'm
my
saying,
sis.
bro?
Hello, not my sis.
I mean, he
life.
just said I got it. I'm just reiterating what he said. Joe, be careful, innit? Wife number 2. He'll get one fresh from home.
Wow.
She doesn't share. No, but if you've already been through that stage, you don't want it again. So you naturally look at something that is younger.
So is wife number 2 less love but more convenience?
Oh, that's cold.
But if you don't want that stage again, why would you go for younger? Because she's
Why not
got
go
that
s-
stage at some point.
Yeah,
Well,
but
you know, I was going to marry
Yeah, but you're
someone
not
who's just
there
done
you're
yet.
not there. She's not there yet. The only other alternative is you don't date anyone, and that's not.
Why
an
not date
alternative.
someone your age?
Because they want more.
They want. So you
They don't.
said
They don't want
that-
more. They don't want any more kids.
No.
They don't want any more nothing.
You don't know that.
They're over 45.
But wait, you said that
That's
if you was
me,
to
that's
date
not them.
someone in their 30s or older, you don't want someone that isn't established, that doesn't have their life goals together, that is living at home.
See?
So as a man he wouldn't date someone. Well, I don't know. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
no, keep going.
He wouldn't date someone of that same age group because she's gonna want all these things. He may just be complacent with being, say, a shop manager. But she wants someone more because she's more established. And it's just like, well, honey, what are we
But
doing?
then also the younger generation women, we've touched on this, want someone who's instantly established.
And they already have that.
No, but that older man who's getting married for the second time.
Yes. Is established. He has what she wants.
Yeah, at one point we're
He
going to be
has.
landed there.
She
I'm not
has
gonna
what
lie.
she wants.
I messed up with that
It's
one.
all about convenience. And when you get married for the second time, this is a thought. The reason why older men go for younger women is because the younger women are easier to please. They have everything they want. They have the convenience. They have the.
I think the
foundation.
best way to word it is, it's easier to please a younger child.
Child. Wow.
I'm getting tired, guys. It's been a long ass day.
Oh, child.
Pull up.
I believe I can fly.
No, don't do that. You sang it. No.
Keep going.
I believe you can.
Which Would you rather have a song in your head? I'm here all week. Keep going.
I'm done. Okay. Basically, it sounds a bit negative when you say it. Like it's easier to please a woman, so it's more convenient. I think men are in a greater position to have a wider pool of women, I guess, in that sense. So
Yeah, that's a
so
good one,
I think that sounds, because it sounds like when you say it that way, it sounds like, oh yeah, they're easier to control, they're easier to please. Like, it's just less headache. Whereas I think when a man's established, his pool is so much wider that he can actually reach for the young thing and pluck her out.
That's not his fault either.
But then, let's take Leonardo DiCaprio, for example,
Here we
and
go.
who he goes for.
You got to stop
Do
doing
you
that, man.
think that he could walk up to, say, a 50-year-old woman or 45 and be like, sign this non-disclosure, I want to rally you in the back of the hotel with headphones in?
Depending on how many times she watched Titanic and got excited.
No, that's not how she's got. Not to say that these younger women haven't got
But then it's-
self-respect
but then
or
it's
whatever, but
naivety.
she has.
Yeah, but then it shows you the younger girls are more naive.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't shy when you're older. You're with chest. Like you're very much sure. Like
Just know what you want.
You can say what you want. It won't phase me. Like you can.
You're unwavering, and you're not going to ever settle. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
When you get to it, you're not settling.
Yeah, and
So-
I think, but the thing is also what you have to be mindful of. When you're younger, when I was 19, I genuinely wholeheartedly thought, I know what I want. I'm not settling. I had, if I'm honest, there were so many red flags looking back, even on myself, where I wasn't mature. I didn't know what I thought I knew. And this is why it's so annoying when it's so frustrating when I see younger women who feel like they are very mature and they know what they want. And I'm like, sis, if only you knew, you have no idea. Because it is actually just growth and trial and error. And whilst I don't regret my marriage, I don't regret my marriage because it's taught me so much about myself. It's taught me but the weirdest thing I always find uncomfortable now is the fact that whenever I mention my age gap and how old I was when I met him, people automatically go, raw. As of recent, before, no one flinched. But people, I'm like, wait, should I be asking him? Like,
No,
what
you
going?
should be fine.
Because at the end of the day, he just happened to meet me and I happened to be 19.
That's what I'm saying. You can't be saying that these girls are innocent and blah blah.
I went
blah.
in uniform.
You're both in the same place. You're both in the same area, same place. It just so happens that you were attracted to each other, and that's it. Now, if you were
if you
15
have a
and he was
daughter-
27, then there's something different.
Would you be okay with would you be okay with,
Use my 19-year-old daughter.
dating a 26
I wouldn't be happy about it, but I need to talk
What
to
was
the
your
brother.
initial reaction? If
When-
she said, oh yeah, to dad, he's 26.
I need to meet this brother. Where did
Because
you?
because whenever
does he
I've
want?
said to Ben that I'm dating like an older guy, it's what do you have to talk about?
That's
Like
it baffles
what do
me.
you?
Like,
What's the conversation?
what are you talking about?
No. I understand if the age range was a younger time, like you were 16, he was 10 years older. Because it's just like, bro, I'm in school. You're not even uni anymore. Like there's a massive educational
Okay,
difference.
but what did you talk about with you at the beginning? You're 18, he's 20 something.
I was 19. I was at university. I was like second year of uni or first year of uni, whatever. And he obviously in his work. So there's a crossover of maturity and crossover of careers where it's like he's.
What career? You're in university. You have one.
I work, man. What are you talking about?
What
I work
career?
part time, innit?
Where?
He works in retail. I work in retail. Pow. I work with you in retail, so relax. But when I meet a younger guy who's hella younger than me, I'm like, boo, unless we're going to discuss your GCSEs, what are we doing here?
But then that is exactly how I'm thinking when you have an older guy talking to a younger girl. What are you talking about?
But she technically, according to her, has life experience and maturity. So she feels she can talk to him about family, about education, about career, about this. But a guy, but then again, we're assuming age equals growth and experience.
Majority and most of the time, it does.
No, okay, let's take Mum, for example, who had a very sheltered life. So Mum at my age and me at my age now, we have two very completely different life experiences. And I would say me at my age, I'm more experienced in life than what my mum was.
I disagree.
But then again, for her
Mum
generation, she might have been as exposed as she needed
You weren't
to
as
be.
well travelled as her, but still.
I'm way more well travelled than Mum at my age.
Nah. We can agree to disagree.
I mean, we can talk facts. We can run the countries if you want.
Oi.
What?
You're right.
What's wrong with you? I'm here every week and you're siding with this one that
Yes,
just come
yes,
today.
yes,
Jeez.
yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your check is in the post.
So, what if it's a older? What if it's your son? Yeah, your
Dating
son.
older.
Your son is 17 and he wants to date a 30-year-old woman.
Wait.
Do you want to have a conversation with the woman?
Seriously, I do. Because I'm asking, what are you doing with a 17-year-old?
She's baking him really nice cookies.
Now
Wow.
that's
That's
grooming.
grooming.
That's grooming.
That's definitely
That's-
grooming.
What? Because she's a feeder.
That's grooming.
Bridget, I'm a feeder by default. I'm baking everyone. I baked you guys brownies.
That's fine.
I ain't trying to
But
groom none of
I want
you.
to meet this person. What are you doing with a 17? First of all, where did you meet?
They met in
Cause
WH Smith stationery section.
That's college. Stationery section. He
Wait,
was
he-
shopping
Yes.
for back to school stuff.
That's what I'm saying,
back
bro.
to
Man
school.
was shopping for a
No,
compass.
college.
You were
He
shopping for
needed a
Filofax.
notepad.
Are you mad, bro? What are you talking
Filofax,
about?
you know.
What are you talking about?
Filofax refills.
I genuinely
still do
want
them.
to know, what are you talking about?
This is not my business.
That to me, that's disturbing. Like, for why?
Because they're connected.
On what?
Because your son's so mature, because he's so reflective of his father.
I
that
know him.
He's
He's
got
not
an
that
old
mature.
soul. He's got an old soul.
I still wash his underwear. He's not that mature.
What if he washes his own underwear?
At 17. You're going to be washing his underwear.
That's what happened to
I
him.
do
innit?
what I have to do.
Who was washing his dirty? No.
Have you finished?
Have I finished? We live in a time where everything's
No, take the same question.
what me?
Khalil's 17
Who's Khalil? I'm joking.
and
Yeah.
he's dating someone. Because if Caleb was, no, I'm having a problem. So what is Mama Hebz saying?
But why are you doing this to
There you
yourself?
go. See?
And if he's got a thing, if he says, oh, I like a cougar, he's fetishizing over her age.
Trust me.
And I find that so warped
And-
in general. Sexualizing age is
There's
just
nothing.
wild.
He has a good mom at home that nurtures and loves him. What nurturing are you going to get
But
outside?
then are we going to argue the fact that if you have a nurturing mum and you have your house foundations and fundamentals solid, that you won't yearn for someone older?
Well, I need to ask questions as to
Because
why.
if we're linking it back to daddy issues and mummy issues and all that jazz, then in that setup, then we hope that my son will just date someone that he finds attractive within his age range.
Or he wants to mirror that and he wants, when he
Yeah.
leaves your house, he
Yeah.
still wants that.
Yeah. There's no escaping. Right, you might.
I mean, whilst I appreciate he wants two of me, there's only one of me, B.
You might be setting up.
Where's Ola to continue the conversation of
Surrogate mom.
surrogate mums and infantilization is the word, right, Theo?
Huh?
So it was last week's conversation. We had a guest called Ola, and Ola was explaining that single mums are acting, or
Some single mothers and some mothers that
some
have
single
units.
mums are putting all the emotional stress and everything onto their sons.
And the expectations of what they'd want in a partner,
I saw this on social media.
they push that
that was
into. Yeah, it's him. So they push that onto their child, and now the child almost becomes their husband, the ideal husband. But then on the flip side, there are women who baby their children so much that their child will always be their baby. Like they don't know how to be independent. They don't know how to be self-sufficient because their mum's always enabled everything and held their hand for everything. And I guess in that sense, they would want to mirror that in a relationship.
Yeah.
And they're more likely to go for someone who is older because, I feel like we answered a lot of questions.
There is definitely
Ola for
some
starting this one.
there's some sense in that, boy. There's definitely some sense in that.
So would you ever date an old woman?
No, I'm cool.
Why not?
Just not my thing.
Really?
No.
Have you ever?
Can I ask Ben a question?
Ooh! This is getting nice. I like
Okay.
this.
You're in the future. You're 44 one day. One of your mates is 44 as well, and he tells you he started dating a 21-year-old girl.
Mhm.
What are you saying?
That's nice.
Is that it?
Just nice.
Yeah.
It's his
What are
life.
your thoughts on it?
My thought. Oh, okay. He didn't say that. He said.
He did say what your thoughts.
Oh, my thoughts or my response.
No, okay, your response and your thoughts. I guess he's a good friend, so maybe.
If it was someone, yeah, I would be like, what do you talk about? Honestly, what do
Always
you
his
talk about?
response. What do you talk about?
I just want to know, what do you talk about? And his response will probably be, we don't talk.
Sometimes you just have have good chemistry, and then that
I agree.
Look.
Yeah, it can be a
How?
After the
spark.
chemistry, there's talking, bruv. And trust me, you need to be talking about something. Sex only lasts for us.
But they might both be nerds. Like they
The
might
illusion-
have some sort of
They might-
intellectual
Yeah,
connection.
at this day and age, it might happen. You might, because there's a lot of reading, there's a lot of internet. You have technology. Yeah, that could happen. That really could happen. Genuinely, and if that happens, I'm happy for you. Go for it. But I still want to. What do you talk about? Like, because you're 40, you're at a completely
You're
different
literally
stage.
just you are basically saying that with age comes knowledge. And
It
that
does,
only,
though.
Yeah, I don't
only
think so.
people
No.
that
I don't
are
agree with
old
that.
can have in-depth and intuitive
No,
conversation.
no,
That's basically what we're saying. Because
no,
you're like,
no.
well,
But
what do you
then
talk
I've
about?
gotten to know older guys or guys my age, and I'm like, why is a conversation a non-starter? Because they don't have the capacity and the intellect to hold it down.
Yeah, fine, fair enough.
So again, to support your statement, we can't assume with age comes all of
And
that.
I never said that, but
You're kind of
most
saying
of most of the time with age, you're kind of on the same level. You're at the same stages. Hence the reason why there are a lot of people at a certain age that do the certain. You get married. Have you ever wondered? You get to a certain age, and all of your friends or majority of your friends are getting married.
Yeah,
You
because
get
they're
to a certain
following
age,
fashion, they're following
and,
pressures.
No, it's because
But that
at
is
that
following
age, that is
fashion.
like rites of passage.
No,
You get
one person sets the bar and they go, "Oh shit, I need to hold this down because my guy's doing it, and he probably wanted to do it from time ago, but no one else is doing it. I'm not going to be the first one to be held down."
People were
Social
having
pressures
kids and
me.
getting married way younger.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
are
yeah.
now doing it later on in life.
Because
so that is
social.
Okay.
progress.
Society. Should we just shout out random words?
Yes. I had a question to ask you guys, but I forgot what it is. 1 minute. Wait, no, I had it in my head. You know when you have one lined up and then it's just gone. Okay, I genuinely believe age gap becomes irrelevant when you get older.
Yeah.
I think there comes to a certain age where you shouldn't flinch. You're both adults unless someone's mentally vulnerable.
When I'm sorry. I really want to get into this. When does it become irrelevant?
I think it becomes irrelevant. Like, so when
And
someone
can I
says that
male and females, are they different in their relevance?
no, I think it becomes like a blurred. I think with society and how things are changing, the fact that it's no longer a massive taboo to date up or down. It's no longer, oh my god, how dare you date a younger guy than you? This is like frowned upon. It's now like, all right, cool, you got it like that. But it doesn't have to be someone significantly younger than you, just someone younger than you, a year or two. But I think when you're saying I'm 30 and I'm dating a 40-year-old, it's like, oh, okay. It's not like, whew. When you say you're 15 dating a 20-year-old, whoa. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think when it's younger, it's very outlandish and very concerning because even though someone thinks they're mature, baby girl, you're not. Same thing, a boy thinks he's mature dating an older woman who could be a teacher, could be a whoever. Oh no, I got the maturity, I can handle her. It's bro, it's not. Someone here is being groomed.
Trust me.
So I think that's naivety, and I think we're very confident when we're younger, and we think that confidence equals maturity. And also looking at our parents and thinking, I want to mirror this. You can't without your life experience. But I think when you get older, you gravitate like in work environments. I'm like assuming you're a guy and we work in the same departments together. We start talking, we vibe. I find out your age later on. You're like a whole 6 years younger than me. Never in my wildest dream would I gone someone younger than me. But I can't ignore the fact that me and you actually really
Have a
get on.
connection and you vibe, yeah.
So I feel like age becomes slightly irrelevant when you're older. The only time it becomes a problem is when you realise there's deal breakers. I don't want to have more kids. I've had all my kids, but I want to start a family. Then it's like, okay, I'm not financially stable to do this, but I'm financially stable to travel the world. What do you mean you don't want to do it? Then there's other dictating factors aside from age. Thoughts?
I've always thought that if you're someone over the age of 20, and this has always been my thought process, shouldn't date anyone with a teen in their age. That has always been my thoughts on it. I think as you get older, then it's more acceptable. I would agree. But that's what I've always thought.
Would you ever date a 50-year-old?
No, that's too far.
Really? You got limits there?
So 40 is okay, but 50, that's too far.
That's my mum's age.
Think of everything he can provide you.
I'm not. I can say that I like stability, but that's not all I
That
want
was
in
kind of
life.
disturbing. That was disturbing. I said that, but carry on.
Yeah, that's
It's
not
like
all I
getting deep
want.
in those thoughts.
Do you know what? It's always been. I've always used your age as the benchmark or the cutoff line. It's like I'm not dating anyone that is younger than my sister.
I used to use
I
your
used to
age,
do
and
that.
then I went older, so I said, "Hey."
So my younger sister, I used to be like, no way am I gonna date someone near her age, and now I'm just like.
Because you might as well just date your sister's friends. It's like no.
But back
It's
then,
different for you,
back
though.
then it would have been like, but now they're grown men. I'm not literally her
Here we
age,
go.
but like a couple of years older, and I'm like, oh,
What's the age difference?
there's 8 year gap between us.
Yeah, same.
Same.
No,
Yeah.
it's not happening.
But with time they become men.
Maybe you have to wait.
I mean, I had no intention to groom them.
So you were watering them like flowers.
Basically.
Wow.
Waiting for the seasons to change,
Wait.
and then pow, just
Cheese and
pounce.
bread. That's a cougar right there. Bro.
Ugh, I'm too young to be called a cougar. Relax your class. Thank you. On that note, guys, do you have any final thoughts? 'Cause I feel like I can carry on talking about this, and yeah. Jay, over to you.
Keep going.
Live your best life. Do what makes you happy. If you want to date older or younger, go for it. Yeah. What am I meant to say?
I don't know, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, that Jay's out.
Peace out. All right, Ben, any final thoughts?
Leonardo is not a creep.
What?
Nah, you're cancelled, mate.
Are you joking?
No.
Do you actually believe that?
He's cancelled. No.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
Got a reaction. No, do what's legal, innit?
Is that really your thoughts?
Dude, do what's legal. What is wrong with that sentence?
The sexual age is 16.
17-year-old with a 40-year-old. Okay, that's legal.
you should do what's right. And
trying to help
do,
you.
do what's right, do what's moral.
But on tape, Ben said DiCaprio is not a perv, basically.
You might want to rebuttal that and take that back, because
I'm like, this isn't going to go down well.
I hope I'm right, but
It's going to be on the shade bar.
Jesus,
let's see what
we're not
happens.
real siblings. I was adopted.
I had disowned you.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, so yeah, live your best life. Be legal. However, be mindful. Because I think I definitely have gotten over the fact that your age doesn't equate to life experience, doesn't equate to wisdom or growth. So that being said, date who you want to date. Don't be naive. Don't take advantage of people. Don't groom people. It's bad. But love is love. And people connect in different ways. And I don't think people should be oppressed from finding who they want because of social taboos and stigmas. But let's not get wild and catch cases. And yeah.
Okay, so yeah, be free, be happy.
You say be free.
Yeah, be free, be happy.
Be
Peace
free.
and love.
On that note, guys, you are watching Growing Up British. Please subscribe. I'm a Hebz on YouTube. I am Hebz on Instagram, with a Z.
Ben of LDN.
And our special guest, aka Sis.
Jaiye Bobbi.
Where can they find you?
No, stop it.
Do it one more
we doing
time.
this again? What,
Yeah.
the
Yes, one more time.
Juliet Alpha.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Juliet Alpha. Indigo, Yankee Echo, Bravo, Oscar, Bravo, India.
Oh no, all day. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you for
I
having me.
really wanted more family drama, but I'm gonna have to get you back for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause
We
I
can do
really,
that.
I really wanted a little. There was. But
There
you know,
really
Ben,
isn't.
what I can tell you is, Jay's her own woman and she can't answer for herself. So if you don't mind, just fall back sometimes. Yeah.
It's protection. I do it out of love.
Whatever. All right, guys, out.